Okay, first and foremost, I would like to give all honors and praises and glory belongeth to my Lord and Savior, whose name is Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahavashai, Bahasham, Waharakah Kwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that teaches truth well, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the very few brothers and sisters listening and also learning across the globe, and a few brothers, okay, really putting in that work, really putting in that effort, and those that are not doing the work deceitfully. This lesson is going to be straight to the point. Many men in this truth, they've already been overcome. They've already been overcome by the spiritual demon Satan. They've already been overcome by them dark spirits of the world. This is why the apostles say, do your videos, your one video a day. Men have been overcome by the spirit of the world with a deceitful spirit. This is why you got to fear Yahweh Shem Yahavashai daily. Because this is what he does. He gives them men over to what they want to do. So if you want to be a part of this world, he'll give you over to that. If you want to deceive people, the Lord's going to deceive you. And now you got men teaching this word, but they don't even have faith. They're just teaching. So what do you think is going to happen to these individuals? You go read. Let's read the scriptures. This is Jeremiah 48. We're going to go straight to Jeremiah 48. This is why we do videos, is to warn the sincere Akim that are hearing these videos. Because, again, I always say the elder apostles, they cannot be everywhere at once. But guess what? They see what's going on. And things are being picked up on. A lot of things, okay, are being picked up on. Think you could just sweep things under the rug? No, you can't do that. Because what the apostles don't see, guess what? Yahavashai sees. Let's go to Jeremiah 48 and 10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord Yahavashai deceitfully. So if you're doing this work deceitfully, you're cursed. Okay? And cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. So to be doing this work deceitfully, that means you're already cursed. I'm going to go into that word deceitful as well. And cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. And what's the sword? These scriptures. Don't the scriptures tell you that in Hebrews 4 and 12? This word is quicker than any, sharper than any two-edged sword. Quick, powerful, cut and divided asunder of soul and spirit. So you're cursed. First thing, you're cursed if you're doing the work deceitfully. And secondly, you're cursed if you're keeping your soul back from blood. And many men are doing this. That's why the scriptures talk about not being lukewarm. And who says that? Yahavashai. It's not me. Yahavashai says, if thou art lukewarm, I will spew thee out of my mouth, because thou art neither cold, neither hot. You're just partial. You're just in the middle. Go to Matthew 25 and 26. Babakasha. Men don't fear. All I'm seeing is men talking about fear. Men don't really fear. Man, it's worrying to see men that have been in the truth for a long time that they really don't possess that fear. Because you may have a brother that's young like myself that may have looked up to other men, but then you see, hold on a minute, they're not moving in the fear of Yahavashai. They're not really teaching the scriptures in power, in might. They're not really warning you. The apostles of Great Millstone, they're warning us of the things to come. Not everybody's doing that. Okay? This is bigger than groups. It's bigger than a group. Because you could have a whole camp that is deceitful. A whole camp that have evil spirits all up in their inward parts. This is Matthew 25 and 26. His Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant. This is referring to the talents. When that individual had one talent, it was a talent. So he had a purpose. He was giving something. And who gave him that? Yahavashai. So men, they're given talents, even if it's one, even if it's two. They're given talents. But guess what? You have men that will have a whole bunch of talents, but they won't do anything. So what do you think Yahavashai does? He takes it from them. So what's that talent? Your spirit. Because you don't have a talent. You can't exercise these talents without the spirit. So what does Yahavashai do? He takes that. So he takes men's spirit. And just has them, some just hang about. Some don't go back into the world. Some just hang about. That's why I say you've got men teaching this truth out on the highways and byways, in the forest, but the spirit is not there. His Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant. So you got wicked and slothful servants. And the word for slothful, what does it mean? Ramaya. Ramaya. Type in that word, it goes into remiss, laxness, letting down of hands, insolence, deceitful, treacherous. So the words are not just there. When you go into the blue letter Bible, it's not just there for no reason. It says treacherous, deceitful. So the men that, sometimes you leave it. You leave it sometimes, all right, he's having a bad day, it's hard. And men may say, well, you don't know what a brother's going through. No. That's rubbish. Because what did Yahushua say? Count the cost. What did Yahushua say? He that does not take up his cross is not worthy to be my disciple. So stop with all this talk about, oh, you don't know what he's going through. All the brothers have went through something. You have to do the work. Because if you're not doing the work, if it's a constant pattern, a man's going 3 days, 5 days, 4 days, then what has to be asked is, does this man really believe? Because how does that wickedness creep in? It creeps in when you're not focused on the truth. That's how it creeps in. Then guess what? You start what? The Lord will give you over to a wicked mind. So it says, thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest where I reaped, where I sowed not, and gathered where I have not strawed. But therefore, what was better, what? To give his money to the exchangers. Then he would have received his own with what? Usury. Okay, and this is what happens. You get men, the Holy Spirit would get stripped off them and it get given to somebody else. That's what happens. It happened to Saul. This is what happened. This is what's been happening. It's been happening for a long time, but men can't see. They ain't got eyes to see. Some men see it, but they want to ignore it. All this is happening. And it's spiritual as well, because this always happens shortly after the Passover. Always. I'm not doing this video to be a pest. No, I'm doing it because I'm warning the brothers and sisters what to look out for. If you're listening to a video and a person's just erming and ahhing, they sound senile, they sound like a creep, then you have to switch off, because that's not going to build you up. That's just going to get you in a messed up spirit. You want to be apt to teach. You can't be apt to teach. You can't be taught faith by someone that don't have faith. Someone that's not really about the truth. You go 1 week, 2 weeks without doing anything, studying anything, you're not in the truth. You're out of the truth. And that's how it is. And that's what Yahushua does. This is how serious this is. But guess what? Even though this video is done, men are still not going to take heed. Let's go to Proverbs 6 and 13. The Lord gives men over to a wicked spirit. Okay? And this is all set up by Yahushua. That's who we fear. Proverbs 6 and 13. Bear me just a minute. Quickly go to Proverbs 6 and 12. A naughty person, someone that's naughty, is very mischievous, always up to something. A wicked man, walking with a froward mouth. So, if that's you, guess what? You're going to be acting that out. And it's not just speaking about Esau, it's speaking about our own people. He winketh with his eyes, okay, all that subtlety in wickedness. He's speaking with his fingers, okay, just like that passive. And this is what Esau does as well. He's speaking with he's so lucky. He's speaking with his feet. He teaches with his fingers, okay. All that deceit to come across in a certain manner is manipulation. Frowardness is in his heart, his mind. He deviseth mischief continually. He sow with discord. But guess what? Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. It's not going to... See, it says suddenly. You just got to wait for things to play out. Suddenly. So that calamity come. And what's that calamity? Destruction. Okay? Something bad's going to happen to you. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. So men like this, they're going to be broken, shattered, without remedy, without any healing. When it happens, that's going to be it. See, there's certain men that fall and they can get back up. But there's certain men that, because they're just wicked, like, I'm just talking about inherit, just wicked. They want to be wicked and they're in the truth. Well, what do you think is going to happen? As soon as they fall, they're not going to get back up. Because they were never sincere. Have to fear Yahweh Shai, fear Yahweh Shai. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. Men going far left, far left. How can you be in the truth but you're going far left? You're consulting with demons. No, you're not in the truth. That means you're fighting against Yahweh Shai. And therefore you're going to be destroyed. Okay, let's go to Proverbs 1. And we're going to go straight to 11. Discretion shall preserve thee. So it's being discreet. That's what's going to preserve the elect. Understanding shall keep thee, the understanding of these scriptures, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man. So the elect, even though we're going through things, the hopeful elect, because we don't know if we're of the elect, they're going to be delivered from the way of the evil man. Even though we're suffering by the hands of evil men. Why? Because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked Esau. So guess what? He sets up wicked men. You see, you got to understand this. So yeah, we're going to suffer evil from our own nation and delight in the frowardness of the wicked. Okay, bear me just a minute. The way of evil man, from the man that speaketh froward things. So this is what this wisdom would do. It would deliver you from the man that speaketh froward things, who lead and what's in froward things? Different philosophies. Because you got camps that have been set up and every man believes in something else. One's a Christian, one calls on Yeshua, okay? Another's a so-called, believe in so-called black Bantu, okay? Another's sold out to the corporation. That camp is not going to stand. It's not going to stand. Don't you under? It's not going to stand. If it's not of Yahweh Shai, that camp is not going to stand. That's why you got to work at your own salvation. If you're in a camp that's sincere, that's beautiful. But if you're not, what do you think is going to happen? It's eventually going to fall. Okay? Because Yahweh Shai knows the mind of every man. He knows what's in every man. He knows who his elect are. So let's continue. Verse 13. Who leave the path of uprightness. So you have men that have left that path, that way. And that way is Yahweh Shai. So if you're not in Yahweh Shai, you're not in the path of uprightness. You're in the path of darkness. To walk in the ways of darkness. And that's what our people do. Who rejoice to do evil. Our people rejoice in that. No integrity. They rejoice. No fear. When I go off, I'm in fear. Oh shit, I'm going to get jacked up now. There's men that are doing wickedness. There's no fear. And delight in the thrones of the wicked. Why? Because Yahweh Shai has moved that hedge. Once the Lord removes that spirit from you, you don't have the fear of Yahweh Shai anymore. You don't have any more rules. Whose ways are crooked. So when you do things outside of the scriptures and you're no longer in the scriptures, you become crooked and they throw it in their paths to deliver thee from the strange woman. Philosophies in from the stranger with her words, these different philosophies which forsaketh the guide of her youth. And that's what a lot of men have done. Forsaken the guide of her youth, which is the scriptures. And forgetteth the covenant of her power, for her house inclineth unto death. And a house begins with you can also acquaint that with a camp. Because a camp is a house, a camp is a dwelling place. A camp is a tabernacle. So you have certain men that are in camps that have set up camps, but what good is it if there's just dead bodies about? You have to move on. Because you're going to get casualties and more. So you got men that are big on the highways and back, but they're in a dead spirit. There's no life. And her paths unto the dead, none that go unto her return again, neither take hold of the paths of life, that thou mayest walk in the way of good men, and keep the paths of righteousness. So that's what the men of the Lord are going to do. They're going to keep the path of righteousness. They're not going to veer off. They're going to stay focused, as it says in Matthew 6 and 19. Where your treasure is, your heart will be also. The eye of the body, the light of the body is the eye, your mind. If the whole body be single, if your eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light. But if the eye be evil, the whole body should be full of darkness. And how does that evil overcome one? By them not being preoccupied on the truth and leaving it. So what does Yahweh Shai do? Gives them over to that evil, lest they repent That's why the scriptures tell you in Revelations 2, remember thy first love. A lot of men they're not remembering their first love. So what does Yahushua do? Alright, I want to give this man over to evil, to do evil. Job 33:16. We're going to shut off on this. Start off on 14. For the Most High speaketh once, yeah, twice, yet man perceive it not. And how does he do that? Through his men. But men will still not perceive it. They still go about their business. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the beds. Okay, so it's in a dream, when you're sleeping. That's when the Lord Yahushua is sealing your instruction. When he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. Signed, sealed, delivered. You go about your day. That shows there's no free will. So if the Lord created you to be lukewarm, wicked, deceitful, and to be against Yahushua, he sealed that in your mind. Because you were not right to begin with. That he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. Okay? Because man has his own purpose. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do that today. Nope. Everybody's walking to the what? To the tune of Yahweh, to the tune of prophecy. Okay? So this just really, to those that are sincere, is for them to what to look out for. Don't just listen to everybody, because not everybody has your best intent. These are the times we're living in where deceit is being multiplied. And how do you filter that? Through the scriptures. Stay in the scriptures. Stay spiritual. Until the next time, shalom.